Hi everyone, I thought it might be interesting today to tell you how I manage the stress of working on productions. So in this context, I'm talking about being a makeup artist. Productions could be a magazine shoot, it could be a television shoot. I do adverts reasonably frequently. I don't do a lot of television and film, but I have done. Productions could also be an awards show. I have made up celebrities who have been presenting awards. I've had to make up presenters who might then be on the stage with them too. These are all what you could consider high pressure, but it might be interesting, even if you don't work in that area, just some insight into what it's like when you're a makeup artist. Sometimes you are the key makeup artist, which means you are the lead. Or you might be the only makeup artist. You might have one assistant. You might have no assistants. Other times you're part of a makeup team. When I worked on probably the biggest production I've worked on, where it actually was in my local area, so it was in Glasgow, and I was asked to be on the makeup team, was World War Z. And that was a huge makeup team, probably the biggest production I've been on, but you are very much one of a team. You are guided by the key makeup artists, and it's a very, very different thing to working on a smaller production, maybe making an advert, or as I've shown before, which I can link to on here, I've done quite a few idents, which are the introductions on television where they might be saying, welcome to the channel, this is the time and this is the programme that's on just now. And normally there might be what you call an ident, which can be like a very small film, just like maybe a 10-second up to a 30-second little production that goes alongside the announcer, the continuity announcer, telling you what's on now on that TV channel. I can link you to some of those too. So when you work as a makeup artist, and this could also be just working with clients for weddings or events that they're getting ready for, there is stress involved because you're managing your own stress. You're managing the stress of the situation. If it's a high stress environment, if there's a lot of money involved, or if there's timings involved, or the person's nervous, lots of stress involved. How do I manage it? So I think the first key thing, the biggest thing that I'm sure a lot of makeup artists will agree with is preparation. You have to prepare yourself. You have to have everything ready. If you are a worrier and you're always worried that you're going to forget things, then I would recommend have a list for your kit. Have a key list of everything that you know that you'll need. Are you working with people who are male, female, whatever gender they identify as? You know, do you need certain things for different types of people? Do you need anything for hair? Do you need some male grooming? Do you need heated rollers for anyone with long hair? Do you know what kind of hair you're going to be asked to do? It's no surprise, I hate doing hair. I love makeup, but a lot of the time when you're a makeup artist, there might be a makeup artist and a hairdresser individually, but a lot of the time there isn't. So you have to do both. So I'm proficient in both, but I don't enjoy doing hair. But I've always been honest about that. There's quite a lot of us that don't like doing hair, but we love doing makeup. Sometimes you have to do both. Huge productions though, you're normally just doing one. So the other thing is, with preparation, make sure you've got the full colours available in your kit, all the different requirements that you might need. Do you need, let me think what it could be, false eyelashes? Do you need prosthetics? All of these things. Now, when I say prosthetics, I'm not talking about major advanced prosthetics. What I mean is I've had to work on shoots before where they've said, oh, could you put a little tiny little scar on that person, or is there any chance that you could add a little sweat effect here? These are all very simple to do if you've got the products, but if you're on location and you're nowhere near where you can buy these things, then you need to make sure that you have them with you. So you should get a full brief of what's involved, but anyone that works as a makeup artist will know that sometimes the brief comes extremely late in the day. Sometimes the information comes late in the day, sometimes things change. So when I say preparation, I would say bring too much rather than too little. And a lot of the time we have to drive ourselves. So your car basically becomes crammed with every little piece of kit that you think you might need. But absolutely preparation is key. Make sure you get everything ready the day before. Don't leave any stone unturned. Okay, the next thing for how I manage my stress, especially on makeup shoots, is punctuality. So make sure that you're too early rather than too late. Give yourself so much time to get somewhere. If you're getting picked up, sometimes you cannot take your own transport and you're getting picked up somewhere, be there early. If they're coming to collect you, be ready early. It's so important with punctuality. You get one chance to make that first impression, and a lot of the time, if it's a huge production, one person mucking it up gets noted and it's not a good look. Obviously, things happen like traffic jams, people get lost, sat-navs can let you down. If possible, do a dummy run the day before. If you can't, have a look on Google Maps. Just do everything in your power to make sure you've got a fair idea that you know where you're going. Time it, organise it. It's just so important. Time is money. Makeup tends to get a rough deal in the sense that people can get to a location, and if there is already facilities there, maybe they've got a catering truck. It does depend on the size of the shoot, but what can happen is everybody will get there and you'll be told you're too early, go and have something to eat, go and have a tea or coffee. But then what can happen is that everyone will be relaxing into it, introducing themselves or saying hello to people that they already know. And then when it's time to start moving, they'll say, right, everyone, we have to move, makeup has to get done. And you might find that you are the person who gets their time cut into. And then you go from being told, oh, go and get a cup of tea, to, okay, production's asking how long on the makeup, how long on the key artist. And before you know it, the pressure is on. So punctuality, preparation, get everything set up. If you do get somewhere early and you know where you to set up, I would advise set your kit up first, then go for a drink, then introduce yourself, so that if you get told it's time to begin and you're already on the clock, it's all set up, it's all ready to go. Next thing to manage your stress levels on a shoot is client psychology. Now, I mean a quick assessment of this. Your client can be the people that have hired you. It can also be the actual client for the shoot. If I'm working on an advert and I know that I've been hired by a production team that trusts me, they also know that part of that is that I have to show the client, who might be a brand. There could be an advertising company who are working on behalf of a brand, as has happened to me before. They trust you, they believe in you, they know that you'll do a good job. Sometimes it's almost like, in a way, it's almost like your mum and dad have wheeled you out in front of guests, and it's almost as if they're saying, look at, isn't our child the right child? Haven't we picked the good one? And haven't we picked a good person to be the makeup artist for this? And what I mean by that is, I have worked as a key makeup artist on shoots where out of nowhere and very unusually, it's been an international client for the production. And normally the client who has hired the production team and they in turn hire you, they normally don't interact with you as the makeup artist. They're overseeing everything, but they don't necessarily interact with you. But I have actually been asked if I could go and speak to the client and tell them my vision for what we're going to be doing that day, which is unusual. It's high pressure. It's almost like presenting on something like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank. You're almost presenting your skills and saying, this is my idea. Are you going to buy into it? And you have to feel so confident in yourself, so true to your beliefs in how you envisage the model or the actor or actress looking, that's why it feels almost as if you're selling yourself, you're selling your vision. And you have to be confident and you have to manage your stress, because these people have put a lot of money into this. They may have travelled from another part of the world And if you give them even a slightest hint that you're not sure about what you're doing or you're not confident, can you imagine how that would make them feel? So you've got to be so sure in yourself. And that has happened to me before, and then other people in the team have come up and said to me, I can't believe that happened. You basically had to pitch yourself. And they'll say, that doesn't happen. I know it doesn't happen, but I do believe in that situation. Being a trained teacher actually helped me, because I was able to switch into lecturer mode, and I explained what I was going to do for the actors and actresses, almost as if I was explaining to a class how the subject works, how the treatment works. So I just switched into lecturer mode. But I do wonder if I'd have been in a different situation, if I didn't have those skills, if it might have felt quite intimidating. So there's some time where I've had to manage my stress levels when it was thrust upon me to basically showcase my ideas to an international client with no warning. But guess what? I did. They liked it. I think I gave them the confidence in me, which gave them the confidence in what we were doing, which resulted in a very good advert that we filmed about 2 years ago, and it's still on TV just now. So it must have went well. So other types of client psychology are if your model or actor is in the chair, or even if you're doing somebody's makeup for their wedding and it's a bride or one of the bridal party. These people can be nervous, they can be unsure of how the day is going to go, and they can project it onto you. So they might start looking for faults or looking for flaws or being unsure about every part of the makeup as it's being put on. That's not about you, that's about them. That's about them projecting maybe how they're feeling for that day. So the best thing you can do is be a calming influence. Don't force somebody to get something they don't want, but just use a bit of gentle psychology. If it makes them feel happier taking the brush and doing the finishing touches, let them. If they like to do their lipstick or their mascara themselves, let them. Keep everyone relaxed, because whether it's a wedding, an event, filming, if it's a shoot, allowing that person who's going to be the star attraction, allowing them that moment to feel as if they're in control, works wonders. So just tune into how that person is and work with them. Keep them calm, know when to talk, know when not to talk. Sometimes I like to just crack some jokes just to break the ice, just make light of the situation, not like a comedy show, just, making light of the situation. If it feels quite high pressured, just judge it. You know how to judge things. But client psychology is a key part in managing your stress. I find it fascinating. Another one for managing my stress on shoots is you've got to keep your energy levels in check. You've got to make sure you're fed and watered. Make sure that you're not allowing yourself to dehydrate, but also don't continuously drink tea, coffee, sugary drinks, high caffeine drinks, because you might go too far the other way. If there's already adrenaline in the situation and you're channeling caffeine in, you could end up being over caffeinated or over anxious. If there's too much adrenaline, you could feel as if you're going to take a panic. It's just about managing your energy. You've got to maintain your food levels. Don't eat junk. There's a lot of opportunity on shoots to eat junk. Try not to. Just maintain your energy, because it can be a very, very early start and a very late finish, followed by another early start the next day and another late finish. And it can be quite hard going on your mental and physical energy levels. So just manage it. Another tip is don't overeat and don't consume too much liquid too often, because sometimes you can be on a location where there aren't toilet facilities, or as a key makeup artist, you are not allowed to leave the set. So if you were overeating and over drinking and you actually felt that you needed air, or you needed to sit down and digest, or you needed to nip to the toilet and you can't, you've just got to learn how to pace it. You can't just disappear when you feel like it, because you may be called upon, and if you're called upon and you're not there, doesn't look good. Another way to manage your stress levels is to prepare for, like I say, a very long day, or long days, or long weeks. because these people have essentially paid you, they pay generously most of the time. They pay you to give away your day. So you're at their beck and call. You can't say, very happy to do this job, but I'll need to leave at 6. You don't get to say when you're leaving. You don't get to say when you're starting. So prepare for a long day. Prepare for your day to be handed over to someone else. Don't sit on your phone scrolling. Don't take Instagram pictures. Be completely professional, and basically don't be now I'm saying do as you're told. What I mean is be assertive in the sense that you're an adult. You can interject and say, I would like this, or I think this is a good idea, or I'll tell you why I think this wouldn't work. But at the end of the day, you're paid to be there. If they want a job doing, you have to do it. You have to show respect. You shouldn't be disrespected, but you have to toe the line whilst being your own person. Does that make sense? You're paid to do a job. You can chip in with your ideas, but you have to know when to just say, this isn't about me, this is about what you want. If something's not going to work, you can explain why you think it's not going to work, but you can't say, no, I refuse to do that. It's not like that. So you've been paid to give your time over. Be prepared for a long day, because that is exactly what you are going to do. And then my final tip for managing your stress levels is confidence. You've got to look confident, and if you look confident and feel confident, then people will treat you accordingly. If you look like a rabbit in the headlights, people might actually feel as if you're not too sure about what you're doing, and that can leak. And they might be unsure about whether you're the right person for the job. If you look like you're panicking, they might think, uh-oh, have we picked the right makeup artist? People have been let go before on jobs because they just realised that that person wasn't right for it. It can happen. It's no big deal. Touch wood, it's not happened to me, but you're always worried that this is going to be the one. It's that imposter syndrome. Are they going to find out that I've been getting away with this for 20 years? Is it just me? I still feel like that, even though I shouldn't. But with confidence, believe in yourself. Even if you don't, fake it till you make it. If you look confident, they'll believe you're confident, and you'll soon settle in. Because remember, they've booked you because you can do it. So I hope you found that useful. As always, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you again soon.